What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Granularity AI tutorial. So today we are going to do another MCP tutorial. This time we are going to make it OpenAI related. I know I've kind of been out of commission here and there, whether my ankle has been in some type of trouble, or recently I've actually been pretty sick. Just simple cold, I guess, that turned into or that spiraled into congestion and coughing. So I got over the sinus piece of it or sinus congestion piece. Now it's just kind of getting over kind of the coughing and whatnot. So you may hear me cough like throughout this tutorial, but we'll see. And we're still gonna make it. We're still gonna make it good. But yeah, MCP with OpenAI. Now, from my understanding, right, and from my experience, it's not the same as MCP with Claude, right? With Claude, if I have a prior video of using MCP with Claude and you can use it with their desktop, I don't think it's the same case with OpenAI desktop just yet, which it would be cool, right? But I don't think that's the case just yet. I think for now, right, it's mainly programmatic. I don't think they've incorporated it into their desktop just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few months, in the next few months this year, um, they do incorporate it into their desktop. But as you can see here, here's kind of a little snippet on kind of what MCP is. MCP is an open protocol that's becoming industry standard for extending AI model with additional tooling and knowledge, how it works, blah, blah, blah. I will include this link into the YouTube description for you guys to check out. But it basically tells you kind of how it works. Number one, build an MCP server optimized for deep research by exposing search tool and a fetch tool, blah, 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 which is pretty standard. Like most people do that. Create a custom deep search connector in ChatGPT, da, 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 da. Include detailed usage instructions, test refine, optionally edu publish connector. Today, we're not going to do a deep research one, but instead do a basic file system one that I think is pretty easy to understand versus kind of incorporating deep research and incorporating a search tool. I think it was search, right? Yeah, fetch, which is pretty much is just internet search. In the MCP ecosystem, when it comes to OpenAI, right? You'll see here the MCP ecosystem. We're still in the early days of the MCP ecosystem. Popular remote servers today include Cloudflare, HubSpot, Intercom, PayPal, Pipedream, Plaid, Shopify, Stripe, Square, Twilio, and Zapier. Now, in a past video, I did run through how you can use Stripe, the Stripe MCP with Claude Desktop. And we ran through kind of automating how you can have Claude, the AI model, develop a Stripe coupon. Highly recommend checking out the video. Super informal, super informational, I'm sorry. And I think it's something that a lot of people need to hear, especially if you're running a business, if you have an enterprise of some sort, like it can be extremely helpful for you. So anyways, with that being said, we're going to run through this simple, I think it was here. I can't remember if they had. I got this example from the OpenAI site itself, but I'm going to kind of run it for you guys and kind of give a brief kind of take on what it does. Now, if you're familiar with the past MCP server that I did with Claude, there was the file system MCP that the server file system MCP that we used for Claude to have access to our files, documents, blah, 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 blah. Same concept here, except I am using VS Code within Anaconda. So it doesn't have access necessarily to all my files, but instead it just has access to the files that are within kind of its own environment, its own virtual environment, or just it might not virtual, but its own environment here. So you see these sample files, favorite books, favorite cities, favorite songs, blah, blah, blah. These are all examples of or sample files that you can use to test out or to kind of test out and kind of get an idea on how to use how to develop the MCP server programmatically in OpenAI or using the agents in OpenAI. So this is a combination of agents plus MCP server to accomplish a goal. So for example, number one, the first goal, read the files and list them. That's number one. Second goal, what is my number one favorite book in the list provided? So what should happen is it should bring back To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. That's number one. Also a good book, by the way, if you're curious. Another ask that we have, look at my favorite songs and suggest one new song that I might like. And it's talking about adding a new song to that list. So based off the songs it sees here, to come up with a new song or suggest a new song that might fit the same vibe. That's us asking for new information out of the agent based off what it sees using the MCP file systems server. Based off of that, based off it compiling what it sees in the files, saying, "Oh, okay, I'm going to suggest this new song for you, and you can use, or to have, and it fits your vibe, or fits the vibe you're trying to go for in your playlist." So, if this little run through sounds something like what you might be interested, what you might be curious about, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you leave feedback, leave comments, leave ideas. We love to hear them. We love to see them. I am thinking also about bringing about a newsletter, a newsletter that might come out every week or so, I believe, and trying to see kind of different topics, different ways. I'm trying to figure out right now kind of how to make sure how to automate it and compile it for you guys. So to kind of scrape the web and get the best piece of information that can be possible for you guys to make sure you guys are getting all the content that you need. But that's coming in the near future. That's also something I've been working on pretty recently. So that's also what's been taking up my time. Um, but yeah, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, please subscribe, and please leave comments or suggestions. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So, few packages you got installed. Asyncio, which is pretty common when running these agents. And then also the agent package from OpenAI, from agents, import agent, runner. The trace ID you can or can't use, it's up to you. I don't really use it that often unless I have a large application or a large piece of automation, like then you kind of want a tracer. Personally, I don't really see a big deal in it. And then we have our environment variables with our OpenAI API key. And then, right, we are essentially telling the agent, use the tools to read the file system and answer questions based on those files. So again, the MCP server that we're going to be using is down here, mpx command. If you are familiar, like I said, make sure you take a look at a past video I did using Claude Desktop to build that MCP toolkit for Claude to use in its tooling when it comes to development and using with Stripe. Very, very cool video, actually. But yeah, anyways, so that's the MCP tool that we're going to use here, which is, again, just this server file system where it's going to look at our files here and determine what to use and what's useful, stuff like that. So again, 3 different asks we have of it. Number 1, read the files and list them. Number 2, what is my favorite book? What is my number 1 favorite book? Number 3, look at my favorite songs, suggest one new song that I might like. And again, with all those questions that we're asking, or with all those asks that we're needing the agent to execute, we want the agent to use this model, this MCP server file system, and using the directory here or the sample files directory up here. Is it up here? Which one is it? Here, sample files, to then go back and pull information from this folder we have here. So we're gonna go ahead and run it. Don't forget to save everything just for good luck. Why do a new terminal? Whoops, let's close that one. So what I'm going to do is copy path, Python. And this is, again, just to see how it performs. I want to show you guys what it looks like. Again, this example is taken from the OpenAI GitHub page, I think. So it is open to everyone. It's not like I came up with this by myself. I don't want to kind of make it too complex for you guys, especially with this being brand new for a lot of people and people still learning about this. And nothing's really cemented just yet when it comes to how the MCP protocol process. There's still definite updates and ideas pouring into it to this day. So yeah. Anyways, as you can see, it's able to bring back information as well as have a trace ID that you can use for this. Maybe we might click into this and view the trace and see what it says. But running the read files and list them action, right? This was the question or the ask, the command that we had given in the beginning. Read the files and list them. Favorite books.txt, favorite cities.txt, favorite songs. We're only looking for favorite books and favorite songs this time. Maybe we might play with the favorite excuse me, the favorite cities one and see what it brings back. Um, but yeah, so number one, what is my favorite book? I couldn't find any information about your favorite book in the allowed directory. If you have such files, please let me know where it might be located or you can provide more details. Now, I'm wondering if the only reason why it's doing this or saying these is because we didn't provide the full directory name. So let me kind of try that and see because I just have sample files here. Maybe it wants the full one. And also, when you are going to use the full directory name, I just want to make this clear because it happens to a lot of people. And they're like, I don't know what's going on. You don't want to use forward slashes. You don't want to use backslashes. You want to use forward slashes when you are adding a directory name for the agent to sift through and pull information from. So let's change this and let's save it, save all. And now let's run it again real quick. Why did I do that? I don't know why I keep making a new terminal. I keep forgetting that it's right here. It's out of habit, I guess. So again, Python, boom. Now, hopefully, what should happen is it should read the directory, pull the files directly, and then read it. It was able to pull the files originally, but for some reason, again, it wasn't bringing back any information. I'm wondering why that is or why that's the case, but who knows? So as you can see, now it's pulling it in accurately. It seems running what is the number one favorite book in that selection, and as you can see, for favorite books, we have To Kill a Mockingbird. So it's correct in that case. Um, Look at my favorite songs, suggest one new song that I might like. And again, this is the playlist that we have. ABBA, Pharrell Williams. Oh, I like Pharrell. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, also a good song. Uptown Funk, also a good song. Uh, I feel like I've heard an ABBA song before, like Dancing Queen. Da, da, da. I don't know if that's how it goes, but I'm pretty sure I've heard it before. And it suggested, based on the vibe that we're giving, right, the agent, it's suggesting Take On Me by Aha. This 80s classic has a catchy melody and iconic music video that fits well with the energetic and uplifting vibe of your listed favorites. Enjoy. If you're not familiar with Aha or Take On Me, I'm going to give you a little rendition. Take on me, take on me, take me on. Where is I'll be gone? And then, so while we're doing that, and while you guys listen to my terrible singing, while I lost my voice or as children, I gained my voice back. We're instead going to ask, um, what is the number one favorite cities? Da, 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 da. In the summer, I love visiting. In the winter, Tokyo is great. We're gonna ask, what city do I love visiting in the winter, based off my favorite cities. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, yeah, this one. Um, what? Oh no, go back. Why? What city do I love visiting in the winter? Now, again, what should happen is the agent should use the MCP tool, the file, uh, the file system tool that we have, to then look at our favorite cities.txt, see which one we love visiting during the, what do we say, during the winter, and pull that information back to us. So it should give us both our number one favorite book, as well as what city do I love visiting in the winter. So we're going to save this real quick, save all. And in his favorite cities, it should bring back Tokyo. I'm going to go back and we're going to run this again. Why? Boom. I feel like it's just out of habit where I just do a new terminal every time. Crazy. So again, what should happen, right, is we want it to bring back, we still want it to, number one, read the files. We still want it to, number two, what is my favorite or what is my number one book in the list? And number three, this is the new question based off our favorite cities.txt file. What city do I love visiting in the winter? What should pop back up, I think, is Tokyo, right? I think that's what it was. Just to double check. Tokyo. Tokyo is great. So hopefully, cross fingers, it brings back Tokyo. Let's run it. So number one, it reads the file. Number two, it gives a list of the files that are within that directory. To Kill a Mockingbird should pop back up in this list or when asked that question. And Tokyo should be in this response when we ask this question. I couldn't find any specific files indicating the city you love visiting in the winter. If you have more details on the way to search for, please let me know. I don't know. Maybe I couldn't find that one. Let me see. Favorite cities. I couldn't find. What is? Let's do what city is great in the winter. Let's try that. If we won't have any luck, what city is great during the winter? Let me see. Okay, yeah, let's try that. If it doesn't work out, again, this is still, I guess this is kind of one of OpenAI's kind of experimental tools and trying to figure out how this might work. What city is great during the winter? But we'll see. Again, I do think OpenAI is kind of late to this MCP thing. I feel like Claude definitely is the lead in it right now, which I kind of like. I think OpenAI had the reins for a while. It's time for someone else to kind of have some of the shine for a bit. Let's save it again, just in case, for good luck. And let's try it and see what answer pops back up. Hopefully, we get Tokyo. To Kill a Mockingbird should again pop up as our favorite book. And then Tokyo should be brought back as the city that we love to visit during the winter. So apparently it's not using our .text file, favorite cities.txt, for whatever reason. Not sure. But it did bring back an answer nonetheless. Known for its beautiful architecture, Vienna, Austria, Quebec, Iceland, Czech Republic, USA, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Message, starting agent. Who knows? But anyways, you get the idea. For the first two questions, it worked. But for this one, for somebody that's having trouble, not too sure. Who knows? But this is kind of a way to incorporate, or an example to incorporate MCP servers into your into your logic. I wouldn't trust OpenAI's MCP servers just yet, or MCP integration just yet. I would more so lean to Claude's MCP documentation, since they're kind of like the pioneers for it right now. Because again, with MCP for OpenAI can be kind of a hit or miss. One thing I do want to play with soon is I think it's Google's agent-to-agent protocol, and see how that works. But anyways, you get the idea. If you did enjoy this video, if this was informational for you, Please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you like. Please make sure you leave a comment, whether it's constructive criticism, a good comment, maybe another idea to explore. Let me know. We want to know kind of what we want to create, what to build for you guys, what can help you in your development, as well as in your business or enterprise, whatever you guys are trying to build these days. Um, like I said, we will be kind of rolling out a newsletter down the road sometime, maybe either it's definitely going to happen this month. As to when, I'm not sure. Today's date is the 6th. Um, yeah, who knows? It's definitely going to be soon though. But yeah, keep that in mind. Keep a eye out for that newsletter. I will definitely shoot out a sign up sheet for anyone interested in joining this newsletter. You guys can let me know if interested or not. And with that being said, bye bye.